So this area there's always bear right here because they can get to the lake. So, and it's flat and there's houses all around except for right there. So I have the greatest photo of a bear taking a crap right there. I was coming down the driveway and I was taking a poop and I took a picture and then I picked the kids up from school. And when I went to pick them up, I said, "Hey, check out this picture." And he said, "Why is his tail so long?" And I was like, zoom in.
Oh my God,
that's not
great.
His tail.
Before we start today's show, please visit the sponsors, affiliates, and friends of the Stagecoach. The Self-Defense Gun Stories podcast, hosted by Rob Morse, brings you recent examples of armed civilians protecting themselves and who they love. The show helps you determine if people were lucky or trained, maybe both. Self-Defense Gun Stories is on all of your favorite podcast outlets. TheGunFood.com has an extensive network of partners to connect you with your guns, ammunition, and firearm training. The Gun Food only sells ammo that they trust. Use RSWC as a discount code and save 5.56% on your order at thegunfood.com. PowerTac flashlights have combined premium craftsmanship, American ingenuity, and cutting-edge technology, creating a highly dependable tool that you can trust your life with. Go to powertac.com/RSWC and save 15% on your order. That's powertac.com/RSWC. Sabre Pepper Spray has been making grown men cry since 1975. Find the link in the show description and help get the Stagecoach across America with every Sabre Red purchase you make.
Shotgun with Charlie.
Riding shotgun refers to the practice of sitting next to the driver in a moving vehicle. The term riding shotgun came around after the time of the stagecoach, when somebody used to sit next to the driver holding a shotgun, in case they ran into bandits. My name is Charlie Cook, and I drive a lot. I like to talk to people while I'm driving, so I interview people in my car while I'm driving. Welcome to Riding Shotgun with Charlie.
All right, before we start this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie, I want to say thank you all for being here and checking out the show. If you are new to the channel, which I know there's more people watching the show than have subscribed to the channel, so if you are new to the channel and you're here for the first time, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get you can find out when new shows are coming out. You can share the show with your friends through YouTube. You can share the show as a podcast as well. And this is how we get the Stagecoach across America. Glad you guys are all here. All right, welcome to this episode of Riding Shotgun with Charlie. Today we are coming to you from Stockholm, New Jersey, and I have Erin Mihalik from Throom Targets with me. Erin, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
This is great. So this is, I met you a year ago.
Yeah.
At the
Unigo
Great
West.
American Outdoor Show.
Correct.
And you were, Tony Simon from the Diversity Shoot was talking about you, and so I was with John Petrolino, who is a very good friend of mine. Yep. And so what we did was we wanted to get within ear distance of you and ask, we wanted to have Tony within ear distance of us and ask if you knew who Tony was.
Yes.
And I think we were trying to pretend like we didn't know if Tony was there or not.
Yeah.
Or something like this.
Oh, yeah.
That was happening at SHOT Show.
Mm-hmm.
He was running around, and Yehuda Reamer, the Pew Pew Jew, was he would like take videos with Tony behind him, and he's like, I don't know where Tony is.
Yeah.
So
has anyone seen him? Like still?
He's still lost. He's
still
MIA.
lost. We still aren't totally sure.
We're not. So so that's when we that's how we met, and it's a fun way to meet.
Tony, and that's an interesting story, right? Because Tony is, we're in New Jersey, right?
Yes.
And Tony is like, why do we only meet in Pennsylvania at an NRA show or in Texas or in Las Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
It's the only time I see him.
Right.
And we'll be at a gun range, and an hour later, Tony's there. You know what I mean? And he'll be like, well, I was there on the 16th. And I'm like, I was there on the 16th.
I was there on the 16th.
We never run into each other.
I was there in the morning. I was there in the afternoon.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We never run into. So he gives me a hard time about that a lot.
It's nuts. One of the things that I love about my gig is The only time I see people is when I'm in other parts of the country.
Yeah. Oh,
You know?
100%.
Like
yeah.
I have some friends. I'm like, okay, so we've met in Tampa, Orlando,
Oklahoma
Cleveland,
City.
Chicago,
Yeah.
right? Like we meet everywhere except where either one of us lives.
Accurate.
So it's great. I dig it.
Yeah.
And then this year, I went to the Great American Outdoor Show, and you're like, hey, we got some stuff we need to talk about. So I'm like, all right, let's do it. So I'm doing a quick southern, not can't we say southern?
Well, yeah.
I mean, you guys have Wawa, but you don't have a Waffle House.
Correct. We don't have a Waffle House.
Yeah,
and we might have like Cracker Barrels around, but not. I mean, and Wawa, there's one a couple miles.
You know, Wawa now has pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm no comment. You do iced tea well. Let's stick to iced tea. You know what I mean? Like,
Totally.
Stick to what you're good at.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And this is a weird place. Have you ever heard of Stockholm, New Jersey?
No.
I moved here like 18 months ago.
Yeah,
I had no idea this place existed.
Stockholm, New Jersey. At first you didn't
clue.
like it, but eventually you did.
Yeah, it's growing on me. I don't know if anyone, I mean, it is like, it's foggy. There's snow. So here was my goal too. When I said, meet me up here, Riley Bowman was on and you guys saw a guy walking his goats.
Yes.
And my goal was to top that. I was like, I know exactly where we're going.
All right.
I'm going to try to get us to see a bear. We're going to try to find a bear. So you're going to get out. This is on the right. Well, and this is one of the fun things about New Jersey. You're going to go right to go left right now.
You guys and the jug handles.
Yeah,
my God.
Here's a jug handle right here.
This is a jug handle. These are ridiculous.
Welcome to, and construction. That's what we do well too.
Oh, dude. So I'm driving down the Garden State Parkway. Like 3 of the rest areas are all under construction.
And you can't stop at any of them.
You can't.
No bathrooms.
This is stupid.
Yeah, no. So you're going to go straight through this.
We're going to go straight through the left turn lane.
Oh, now it's a left turn lane. Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. There you go. I love this.
This is great.
So I saw that, like, you guys saw a guy walking his goats.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is my goal. I was like, Charlie's,
all right.
We're not meeting anywhere else because, so there's still snow on the ground up here. And we're in the very tippy top of New Jersey.
Yes.
And so there's like woods and bears and bobcats and things like that. Which is
Oh
cool. My. And so, and I wasn't used to that. Like I grew up in central New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
And so we came up
wonderful.
here.
We got a cop behind us.
Oh, I love that.
Great. We got cameras on the car and a cop behind us.
And we're going to be going straight.
So there's a possibility that you could be topping this out because I've never been pulled over in a show before.
Kind of now I want it to happen.
Great.
What's better is that we're going to be going straight on this road for like literally 11 miles.
11 miles.
So he could be behind us forever.
11 miles.
We'll be behind us till we get to New York State.
All right. Well, this could be very exciting, people.
I kind of love this right now.
Oh
Let's be normal, Charlie.
Yeah, I know. What's the speed limit here?
That's a great question.
It
says it's 45.
Okay.
So now you're just being really suspicious.
I'm being very
Charlie's
sus.
going 32.
34.
This is he turned out. We're okay.
All right, never mind.
Oh my God.
All right, let's hit the gas.
I had so many drugs in the trunk.
Great.
How
could you fit them with all the illegals?
I'm just kidding. Amazing.
Oh.
All we would have to have is like one hollow point in the trunk and we'd both be going to jail right now. It's got to come up.
So let's talk about you.
Let's talk about New Jersey gun laws. And we manufacture a product in a state that has like the strictest gun laws in the country.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So this is the ridiculous business. That's my job and my gig.
Yeah.
So back in October, I came down to Jersey and I got Petrolino and we went down to shoot sporting. I'm going to name drop here because
you got it. I'm going to name drop this whole time. Okay.
So Petrolino and I, known as the Pen Patriot,
love that.
And his new website is called The Square Reviews.
Hold please.
Oh, look at this.
So Charlie,
you see this, John Boy?
Charlie did not give me one.
I did not.
John
I
did.
did not. John
and he came back.
I have one mug with my logo on it.
I saw it and I was like, you know what I'm doing?
Yes.
I'm going to go get John's. And the best is that we talked about this. And I thought, maybe I can get him and mail me one. And he came back.
You ready for this? This is what he said.
Delivered it.
This is what he said. He's like, dude, I've got like 2 of these Square Review mugs. Like, what do I do with them?
Erin Mihalik.
He's like, I want to give you one. I'm like, give mine to Erin. Like, really?
Yeah, so I took yours.
I don't.
That makes it even better. This is another New Jersey pastime. Getting past for doing the speed limit.
Oh, perfect.
And we're on back roads in the middle of nowhere. No one's even heard of this town. You could drive an hour south of here and say that you live in Stockholm, and they will look at you sideways.
Dude, I put your address in the GPS, and another town came up.
Hardiston.
Yeah, and I'm like, Petrolino, where's this? He's like, I don't know.
We are in an unincorporated town.
Great.
Called Stockholm, and we have to follow Hardiston rules. And our post, the woman who delivers our mail, comes all the way from the Oak Ridge post office, which is like really far.
Oh my god!
I mean, not real. I mean, if you're a mail person,
it's far enough.
It's far enough. And let me tell you, she dislikes her job.
I can imagine.
Very much. We've got some.
This is why they call it going postal.
Our town has some of the best stories. She likes to take shoe boxes. Like, you get shoes delivered, right? Mm-hmm. She'll take the shoe box. It should be left at the front door, right?
Sure.
No. In the mailbox. So you now have to disassemble your mailbox to get your shoes out. Or you have to cut the box with a knife. And I feel like she enjoys it. It's like,
of course.
It's on everybody talks about it.
She's probably got a camera somewhere.
Yeah, my husband will order shoes on eBay and beg the person to put them into like a poly mailer.
Yeah.
Like, did they come in a box? Yes, of course, sir. No, please.
No, I don't.
I don't want that. Put them in a bag.
That's great.
Anyway, that's what they've done to this woman.
That's great.
Yeah.
All right. So I was going to tell some. I was telling my story. So we went down to. John and I were going down to Virginia to go do sporting clays with Cam Edwards.
Okay, cool.
And I'm old school. I carry a J-frame and I have hollow point rounds. So
I'm not rolling my eyes. I did a little bit.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. I will.
No, I love it.
I will embrace the fudge ship that is carrying a J-frame revolver.
Totally, that's fine.
So, we're down in Jersey, and I have speed strips with spare ammo in it. And John's like, "Dude, what are you doing? You can't have hollow points in New Jersey. Like, it's if you just get the Hornady ammo, it's just one less charge you have when you're driving in New Jersey."
He's 100% correct.
Oh my god! So I end up going back from this. I go to a local gun store. I go in. I buy 25 rounds of the Hornady Critical Defense.
Yeah.
And then I went back in. I'm like, I need 2 boxes.
So
I got 2 boxes.
I would love it though if you tried to trade up. Like, if you didn't want to buy them, you went in with your hollow points, and you're like, "What? Listen,
I need.
How many hollow points can I trade?"
Oh my god! So
that happened overnight.
I send a picture of me with the hollow point rounds, and John's like, "Oh my god, dude! I really feel like you're stepping up our friendship. At least you won't go to jail for that."
Whatever. Yeah, it's unbelievable. Yeah, some of the laws are just ridiculous. Yeah, it's tough, and especially like up here, where there's. I mean, look, we're housing a farm. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You guys got a camper right in the front yard.
Yeah, absolutely. And like, that's it. Like Vernon Valley and all this, like, it's not like the rest of the state. And I will be totally honest. When I lived in central New Jersey, it would be a school function or whatever, right? And it's all suburban, New York City, right? And so people would say, "What do you do for a living?" Mm-hmm. I'd be like, "I'm in manufacturing."
Really?
That's it. I wouldn't say another word. Right?
Yeah.
And then up here, we were at some kind of a school function when we moved up here and the kids started school here. And one of the parents asked me, "What do you do for a living?" Mm-hmm. And my husband works at the school. So I'm always careful, right? So I go, "I work in manufacturing." And my husband starts laughing. He goes, "Erin, we're in Sussex County now.
It's okay.
You can tell me what you do." So he's like, "We make shooting targets." And every dad in the room was like,
"Right.
Where can I get some?
Right.
Where, and do you have some in your garage? Can we go shooting tomorrow?
Can I swing by?
Yeah, can I come over?" Yeah. So, that's awesome. It's just like a totally different planet up here.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. Pretty wild. All right, so let's talk about this. So how did you, you are what's your title? The marketing?
I'm going to name drop here because Neil Widener said, everybody at ASP gets like fancy, like everybody has fancy titles because there's only like 5 of them.
Right.
Same deal. I am the CEO as of this year.
CEO.
Yeah, we demoted Hap. He used to be president. We gave John that title this year. Hap's going to be vice president for the next year. Maybe
who runs these elections?
Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what happened? Our lawyer screwed up on a piece of paperwork. Hap's been the president since 1995.
Oh my god!
And somebody wrote that he was a VP, and we didn't feel like changing it. So we went to SHOT Show this year, and Hap noticed that his title said vice president. He's like, "What's this?" We're like, oh, "Yeah." So about that.
Yeah.
6 months ago, you got demoted.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So it's like that. I mean, we're a small family business.
Yeah.
You know, manufacturing in New Jersey still, and you know, and so it does. You know, obviously, got guys. You know, plenty of people in the plant and stuff. We're expanding our office now. I mean, even just yesterday, we've got guys taking on more roles for customer service and all these things that we're having to expand. But we're a small company, so they gave me CEO like last year.
Nice.
I was managing director before that. I think I was director of sales before that.
Look at you moving right
Yeah,
up.
yeah, killing it.
Killing it in your own company.
I am absolutely murdering it. Like tomorrow, I could be the CMO. Like, why not?
There you go.
Yeah.
Did you see the movie The Founder?
No.
No, this is an old movie. It's Michael Keaton. It's about Ray Kroc and the McDonald's brothers.
Yes, yeah.
And he was like, Ray Kroc was selling shake machines, and he loved their burgers and decided he was selling whatever. They had a shake machine there, and he's like, these burgers are great. We need to expand this. And they're like, we don't really want to expand it. He's like, I don't care, I'm doing it. Right. And which is why Ray Kroc is known as the founder of McDonald's.
That's so cool.
Because he's not one of the McDonald brothers. Because
right.
I worked at McDonald's 100 years ago.
Yeah.
And they'd have this plaque. It says founder Ray Kroc. I'm like, how come he's not the owner or the, he was the founder.
The founder.
That's a title you'll never be able to have.
I can't.
So
that's out. Unfortunately, we do have a guy who's on our staff who was on our staff. He's retired. But we used to white label. We still do like manufacture some parts for the industry that we don't sell. Mm-hmm. Actually, we sell our dummy ammo. We make dummy ammo that's sold through Jacob Paulson and Riley Bowman.
Oh, okay,
actually.
yeah.
So on Concealed Carry Inc. So and concealedcarry.com.
Yeah.
So the guy who's like in charge of developing the different calibers for the dummy ammo, like wanted like a cool title, and so he made him business cards, and then he's like emailing Jacob, and I think Jacob noticed at first that we had the title in his email signature was Dummy Director.
Dummy Director.
And like I don't think he noticed right away. And then Jacob was called one day. He goes, "Can I talk to Kevin?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then he got him, and he said something about the Dummy Director.
Oh my God!
Kevin came in my office and was like, "What the hell?
How did this happen?
Are you playing?"
Yeah, that's great.
I said, "You wanted a cool title."
We gave you a cool title.
And one of our draftsmen, we just wrote Design Wizard on his business card.
This is so cool.
Yeah.
You guys are so much fun.
I love it. Yeah, we get to do these things. I mean, now we hired these 2 national sales managers, and they're trying to whip us into shape.
Yeah,
Bob and Mike get their work cut out for them, because these 2 guys. I mean, we'll be going into a meeting. They'll bring me into a meeting and stuff, and Bob will be like, "Erin, come on, settle down," because we're just always having fun.
That's awesome.
But we're lucky we all get to work together, and most of us are family, and the people who aren't technically family we consider family.
Right. These are
the family we chose. So it's
that.
It's a nice, we've got a great thing going.
That's cool. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about Throom Targets. You're now the CEO.
I take this title very seriously.
She twitches her nose and she's
that's exactly
the CEO.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. How did you get into this? What did you go to school for?
Oh my God, weirdest thing, right? So I went to school for public relations, and I minored in psychology. Mm-hmm. And I did that mostly because I grew up in a machine shop. My grandfather started an engineering business. This is a real decision here.
It was.
I was like, I'm either getting...
Dude, the car behind me, this is like Massachusetts. I ran through it. I may have run through a yellow light.
He did too.
He did too. He had plenty of time to stop. The car in front of me in the turn lane stopped.
Yeah, 100%. All right. I mean, give me a break. That guy. And there's a cop pulling someone over in front of us too. Did you see the lit up? Yeah, it was probably 2 minutes ago, cop put his lights on and pulled somebody over in a parking lot. We are crushing it so far. How many cops are up here?
All of them, apparently. There's all cops. It's all pigs and no bears.
We haven't seen a bear yet. And I thought with all the fog, it's warm today.
Yeah.
And it's warmer than it has been. So what ends up happening when you get this close to spring and the snow starts to melt and you get a really warm day, like a bear looking really gnarly will stumble out of the woods.
There was an arrow with like
sure.
a hawk. No, we just passed it. There was an arrow with a hawk, and I don't know, it looked like something. I'm like, maybe we should go that way.
Go that way.
Yeah, should we?
No, we're good.
Okay.
We're gonna. So right now we're driving.
If I don't see a bear, I'm gonna be
really pissed. We are not stopping this car until we see one. So we're driving through like Vernon Valley right now, and it's gorgeous. And believe it or not, in a mile and a half, and I keep checking my phone because I don't want to forget. So we're gonna pass we're gonna cross right over the Appalachian Trail.
Oh,
which
very
I
cool.
just think is so flippin' cool that now we live up here. And my kids will have a day off from school in the spring or something and say, oh, what are we going to do today? And I'm like, I'll take the day off and we go hiking up there.
That's cool.
And, you know, when we were noobs, when we just moved up here and didn't know any better, we go out onto this area called Pinwheel Vista, which is up here. And you get a hike. It's crazy. It's like a 900-foot elevation change. So it's pretty steep. Wow. And it's kind of like, it can be a strenuous hike. A lot of it's really flat. And then you get to this mountain and it's like, now you're going up this. You know, Appalachian Mountains are basically, you know, it's a giant rock pile, right? Mm-hmm. So you climb to the top of it, you get the most incredible view. So I tell my sons and their friends, like, go have a seat over there. We're gonna, we're gonna have a snack and then we'll hike back down. So they go sit on a rock and they hear something. So this is Pinwheel Vista's up there. This big mountain here is the Appalachian Trail cuts right across here. Oh, that's cool. And we hiked to the top and they sat on a rock and my son jumps up and runs over and he goes, I sat on a snake. And I'm like, no, you didn't. And I've got the pictures. We zoom in. We use my camera and I zoom in and there's a copperhead.
Wow.
Not just any snake.
A copperhead.
A copperhead. So incredible. Like,
it's going to bite him in the butt. And
now
kill
we're
him.
I was like pulling it, poor 9-year-old. I'm like in front of his friends. I like yank his pants down. I'm like checking for marks, you know, poor kid.
Can you have snakes shot in Jersey?
Lord only knows. I don't even know the answer to that because I'm so sure the answer is no.
I'm right.
I've never
no is
even
probably
looked
a safe
it up.
bet.
It's like 100% it's a no. Yeah. So yeah, it's so incredible. Yeah. So I just like this area is so cool. So there's a farm coming up here called Heaven Hill, and do you see this field here right in front of the red barn? Yeah. That's the trail actually cuts like right through that. The guy who owns that. Like right through the field. So when you get to the fence, you're on the trail. You get to the fence. There's a ladder going over a fence. Yeah. And a sign that says, "Please don't disturb the cows." Wow. And then you walk right through the cow pasture.
Oh my gosh.
So the trails go across private property, which I didn't realize in a lot of cases. And so what that means, and you might be able to, I don't know, with the snow, you might not be able to see it, but when you look down, so here, the trail pokes through. See a trail crossing? Yeah. So that's the field. You walk right through there.
And that's it.
And that's the trail right up there.
Wow.
It's amazing.
That is pretty wild.
Yeah, it's really cool. And so we'll go and we'll do, and that's Pinwheel Vista, that peak up there. Gotcha. And you got to the top and you can see down here, and then I promised everybody ice cream. That's how I get them to the top. What are you gonna do? Whatever you gotta do. Yeah. So absolutely. So basically we were talking about real work.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. What do you do, Charlie? I drive people around and talk. What do you talk about? Whatever comes up.
Whatever they feel like.
Right.
We talk about the Appalachian Trail in New Jersey. So we my grandfather started an engineering business in the 70s. Mm-hmm. And my dad and my uncle, worked for him and and moved up through there. And then they started this sort of side hustle that was Newbold targets in 1995. And they started making the first polymer self-healing targets, like ricochet-free targets, ever to market, which is so awesome. Mm. But they were great engineers and not great marketers. So we made the targets in 4 different colors. They came in red, orange, black, and yellow. And, it was just kind of like a side hustle.
Yeah.
Right? And that was it. I didn't think a whole lot of the brand, you know, as a kid, except that, you know, we always had like targets to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, cool.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I never even questioned
Dad's bringing work home.
Doesn't everyone have just like an unlimited number of like just targets
stuff
that
to
they
shoot?
stuff to
Absolutely.
shoot? Yeah, whatever. And other kids are like, we shoot at cans, and I'm like, nerds, you know. So yeah, total losers. So so I don't know. It was always kind of cool. I ended up going. You know, I worked for the business as we all did. You know, catalog, doing whatever. And I went to school for public relations, mostly because I think I grew up with a bunch of engineers who didn't know how to like talk to people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like, it's an interesting thing. Like they're very, very smart, and they know exactly how to design equipment to do whatever. I mean, they built machines for GE and Boeing, Titleist, right?
Wow.
Too. So incredibly, you know,
Not
smart
the doors,
guys.
right? Not the doors for Boeing.
No,
Okay.
for sure, no. Yeah, not that. Yeah, so that was another thing I always had: unlimited skateboard and rollerblade wheels. They made a machine for a company that made rollerblade wheels.
Wow.
And my sister and I used to get the rejects.
Oh, jeez.
But the rejects were cool as heck.
Yeah.
They weren't rejected because they were, you know, lopsided wheels. They were rejected because the pink pigment mixed with the blue. And now you go into Walmart and all the really cool skateboard and rollerblade wheels are the ones that are mixed.
All right.
They used to throw them in a dumpster. My sister and I always had those growing up.
This is pretty cool. We've just crossed over into New York State.
We're in New York, and we're immediately going to go back to New Jersey.
Oh my.
Right now.
Where do we turn?
Right here.
Right
when
here.
You see this turn,
right now.
you're going to be, it's like a 180.
Oh, great. Yeah.
Is this incredible?
It's right. And cars are coming behind
It's
us.
like a 145.
It's
yeah.
a
And
little
other people are
crazy.
doing it too. Yeah, so we're in New York. Isn't that crazy?
There's nowhere for us to turn around. We're going to have to do a 14-point turn on
We
the
have
road
to.
here.
So this road will take you all the way back down.
All the way back down to...
Wherever we want. To Bears. No, I'm just kidding.
Can we?
Yeah, no, we're going to keep going.
Okay.
Wait, this is cool, right?
This is cool. I have
So-
no idea where we're going.
This is the area that I thought maybe
We would see
potentially bear would be here.
a bear. All right.
Because they're like in my backyard, but you know, we're not going to do that.
Roan designed by an 18th century horse and carriage. Oh, we're back in Vernon, New Jersey.
Back in Vernon. Do you love this? Is this the craziest? I actually mapped it. Look, welcome to New Jersey.
To New Jersey.
And it's
they
a
got
little
a diner.
Yeah, little diner.
A diner waitress.
Yeah, so we yeah, so really cool. I love it. These drives up here are the best. Like, you know, you're having a bad day, just do this.
Go for a
It's awesome.
drive. This is nice.
And I know you love to drive, so I was like, why not go somewhere?
I drive a lot.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought this is actually
This is cool.
really, really cool.
Sometimes I just let people talk, and I'm like, oh, look at all this stuff I'm driving. This is
I
pretty
don't
cool.
even hear.
Like,
that.
what are you talking about?
I don't even know what I asked her.
Right? What do I have to say next?
Yeah, so we get to make cool stuff. Yeah, so and I ended up coming back to work for the family business in 2013, and we kind of quickly realized that like we had a brand image issue, and it was, you know, people mistaking us for other targets, right? So like since developing the brand, other target companies started coming out that, you know, mimicked our designs and things like that. And so what ended up happening is like we would be at the SHOT Show. This actually happened at the SHOT Show in 2018. After our marketing team had already told us, like, please God, like, we got to change the name. We got to change the brand colors. You need brand colors. And we were like, maybe, you know, orange is so popular. We like making them in orange.
You can see it.
You can see it, you know, whatever. And the whole thing, a guy came up to our booth at the SHOT Show and was like, your targets are the worst, and just like ripped into us.
Wow.
And the guy who was doing our marketing happened to be standing right there with this smirk on his face. My dad thought that our marketing guy had paid him to do it. It was like, there's no way this is real life.
Wow.
Because they had been trying to convince us for so long, like, you got a brand image issue. The guy was talking about a competitor, Target.
Oh.
So when he described the Target, we
Yeah.
realized really, even he said the name that was on the front of it.
You're like, that's
We're
not
like,
us.
that's not even ours.
Oh my God. That's great.
Yeah, and so of course our marketing guy's like, please, for the love, like, let me fix this for you. And so the very next year we came out with Throom. He actually pitched a new name and brand colors in the same meeting. I thought that they were going to have a heart attack. And, because retooling that many molds with a totally new name, it's not like an easy thing
It's not like an
to
easy
do.
task, right?
And so I was just like, yeah. But we did it, and I'm glad we did it.
How did you come up with the name?
So I'm going to plug in.
Oh, we got a guy walking dogs.
All right. I mean, that's all right.
It's not bears.
I'm disappointed. If that guy's brave enough to be, no, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know what's out here.
If we follow him enough, maybe the
bears
bear will
find
think his dogs
him.
were food, right?
Could be. That was the governor in New Jersey canceled the bear hunt like 2 seasons in a row. And the interesting thing about black bears is they don't just have one cub.
Right.
They have twins or quads, 2 or 4. And so the population exploded.
Yeah.
Right. And then people in Sparta were like, my designer dog was out in the backyard. You got to eat him. And then the governor had to be like, it turns out that I was a little hasty.
Turns out people should harvest the bear to control the population. Maybe those hunters and conservationists were right.
It turns out. Yeah. And so what ended up happening was, I think Wildlife Fish and Game.
Oh, we get some goose.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh boy. So
we get 7/10 of a mile to find a bear.
Dang it. No, we're good. We're going to be okay. And so it said, I think Fish and Game posted something that said there were like 250 bear complaints.
Wow.
The year before they canceled it. And the year after they had the next, like, the bear population explodes after 2 years, they had like 2,600 complaints.
Holy moly.
That's pretty significant.
That is pretty significant.
And so now, they had to reestablish that all. Yeah. So we don't all have our dogs eaten.
Right.
So,
all right. So back to Throom, the
back
name.
To work. So I'm going to plug them here because they're cool people. But Scales Advertising out in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Walt Larson, who actually came up with Wildly Stronger, Keep Ice Longer for Yeti. He's the guy. Yeah, this guy Walt. Him and this guy who works for him. They actually discovered Yeti at like a fishing show or something like that. And we're like, please tell me why you think this cooler should sell for 4 times as much as a Coleman. I gotta know. Right. And the guys who started Yeti were like, here's why we think it's better. And Walt was like, great, you sold me. Let's do this thing. And so we met Walt at SHOT Show, and he kind of felt the same way about us. He was like, tell me why these targets are worth this, and like why aren't you selling them? And there's a couple issues. Like, we want them made in the US. That means our prices are high, right? Higher. You're gonna make it right here. And so there's that, right? But the other thing is, like, this industry, they do respect people who make things in the US.
Oh,
he was like, we need to play that up. We need people to know, that that's what's happening here and that you're a family business. And so we hired Walt. He gave us a list of probably 20 names, but Throom was his favorite because you could shoot through them. Love it.
That makes sense.
And he came up with bullets pass through, not back at you, right? For no ricochet, all these different things. And then he convinced us to change the color to a phosphorescent green. And I've never regretted doing it. It was an enormous amount of work. We spent a year, overhauling the entire brand. We were really excited to do it. And then SHOT Show gets canceled.
All right, 21.
And he's like, it's all right. Let's just hang on for dear life. So we took the targets and we put them on Amazon because there were people who were, all of a sudden people are home, they're shooting in their backyards, right? They've created these little ranges for themselves. The neighbors are not complaining about the sound of the gunshot.
Oh, the ricochets.
They're complaining about ricochet and the sound of the clang on the steel. So these people start shooting suppressed, and it's not quiet enough, right? Because again, the problem isn't the gunshot.
Right.
So then we posted our targets on Amazon right at the right time. and we were manufacturing, we're merchant fulfilled. So you place an order on Amazon, we ship it right from our shop. And the sales just exploded because now these people can shoot suppressed on a target that's reactive but soundless. And it was like, it made sense to everybody.
That's cool. And
then the same people who were buying those realized that hauling steel that weighs 7 times more than our counterpart targets, they were like, oh my God, these are great. And so it just created that. And then the next SHOT Show was fantastic. And then we hired 2 national sales managers, and those guys have just been incredible. And, since July, we really haven't been in stores except for mom and pop shops.
Right.
And now we're picking up all these retailers really quickly. So
that's pretty incredible.
So excited about it.
Can you mention who some of them are? Or
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna go left. So we'll be in Scheels stores probably in the next week. We'll be on the shelves. Oh, you will love this. So our marketing team designs our packaging. It's beautiful. I love it, right? I fall in love with it. I read over the copy and everything, and it's got a testimonial at the bottom. Yeah, looks great. Everything looks great. Whatever. I send it off. It gets approved. It gets printed. We got tens of thousands of pieces being delivered on pallets.
Yeah.
The whole thing, right? And the first piece gets off the truck, and I'm all excited. We cut it open. We read the packaging, and I realize the testimonial is from Jacob Paulson.
No.
Yeah, it's a whole. I don't know what I was doing when I was proofreading. I was so excited about the design.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, this quote looks great. Use it. Years ago, Jacob Paulson at concealedcarry.com, right, had written us this fantastic testimonial about how much he loved using our targets. And our marketing team thought it was great, and they posted it on all the packaging.
That's cool.
So I called Jacob, and I'm like, hey, bud.
We're going to send you some targets. You know what you're going to see on them? A quote from you.
I was like, we just got a purchase order from the Johnstown Scheels, which is like his store, right, in Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
That's where they would go. And I said, if you just mosey down one of the aisles and flip the box over, check it out. And I was like, also, I just want to point out that when you gave us this testimonial, you gave us rights to use it wherever we want.
Oh, by the way.
By the way. And Jacob was done. So at SHOT Show was our first. The packaging got debuted. And I catch Jacob, and they'll be like having a meeting with someone. And I catch Jacob in the corner of our booth with his phone. And he's like, selfie.
Oh, my God.
With the package. So I think we're okay.
That is awesome.
We're okay. But it was printed before I realized Jacob's name was, and it says Jacob Paulson, like his whole name's on there.
Jeez, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's really cool. So so Scheels, Tractor Supply, Optics Planet, Midway. We just signed vendor agreements with Academy Sports and Bass Pro. So we are we are so humbled. I mean, small business. I get to work with my dad, my uncle, my mom, my sister, my brother-in-law. In some cases, we drag my husband over too. And we're so lucky to get to do this together. And then to finally see this success. I mean, when you think about it, this brand started when I was 8 years old. Or the company started when I was 8 years old. And, they trusted me and Walt enough to rebrand everything and completely overhaul everything about the brand. I don't know if it's for them. That was hilarious. That stop sign could have been for either one of us. Yeah, that's hilarious. But yeah, we're so excited to get to finally see this kind of success.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and my sales managers and reps will tell you, like, I never sleep. I respond to them 24/7. I think they're my boots on the ground. So whatever they need, I am always there to support whatever the heck they need. And I never take a vacation. You're kind of going to go this way. Left.
I'm not going to hit this stop sign?
I don't know. That could be for them. Look at this lake.
No bears, though.
No bears. Nice lakes. Passed a few.
We did.
I could guess and say that's Highland Lake, but I have no clue.
You could look on the GPS and see what it says.
Nah, my phone doesn't work. So
perfect.
So yeah, we're just so excited. I mean, those guys will tell you, Erin never sleeps, Erin never takes a break. And took my kids on vacation. Me and my husband took our kids on vacation, and they were like, please just shut off your phone.
Oh my gosh.
And this was in July. And we had been pitching these retailers so hard. We've been pitching rep groups. We're trying to pick up sales rep groups. We're trying to pick up, we're going after everybody. We're going after mills. We're trying for everybody.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, now we wait. And all of a sudden, my 4-year-old decides she's going to slam my phone against a rock on vacation. So now I truly have no phone at all, right?
Oh my gosh.
And
I'd be down one kid too.
Oof. Yeah. And I was like, and he was like semi an accident. I feel like, and so, so of course they're trying to get a hold of me now, but they're the ones who told me, don't, go on vacation, have a good time. And I'm in the bathroom, and my dad knocks on the door. My parents had met us down there for half the week. And my dad knocks on the door, and he's like, hey, Mike and Bob reached out to me because they've been trying to get a hold of you. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I think we just got the thumbs up from Bass Pro. And then the next day they were like, I think we just got a thumbs up from Optics Planet. And then the next day they were like, Academy consented to a meeting. It's all happened on vacation.
Unbelievable.
And they were like, I had not taken a vacation in like 8 years before that.
Yeah.
And my reps were like, never come home. Right?
There you go.
Because we had the success that we had
right?
had.
You're like a baseball player all of a sudden.
I was like, I am never returning.
Oh my God.
It was like, we had done all the work, and then we just had to wait. And it just kind of all happened same weekend.
Didn't you say that somebody decided to place an order because they found out someone else placed an order? Like there was someone who like, these people have to be pitched, and you have to you've got to give them the whole deal, and they don't make any decisions, and it's got to it's got to pass the committee and the board and all this stuff. And then they're like, oh, so these guys are buying them? Yeah, we'll take some too.
I almost don't want to call them out on who
That's
did
okay.
it. But we had a meeting where we had been trying to get this meeting for a while, and we were told they never make a decision in the room. Mm-hmm. You're going to wait weeks, and it's going to be tight. And we were like, oh, okay. It's okay. And they're like, their faces aren't going to give anything away. They're going to look deadpan the whole time. And let me tell you, almost every pitch meeting we've been in, that's how they do it. Yeah. Like Heritage Guild, Matt, their buyer, I think he's become like a really great industry, friend, partner, whatever now, but I'll tell you, and I hope he's watching, that the first meeting that I had with him, my sales rep brought me out there, and Matt didn't give he was so deadpan. Yeah. And you know me, I'm like making jokes, and he's like, it was the best. And I was like, this guy hates us. And then the next week we had a purchase order.
Unbelievable.
And I was like, what is happening? Right?
That's great.
And then we got invited to do this great event that they do where they bring in their factories so that and they have them in, and then their customers can come in. It's like, you've seen Throom Targets on the shelves for these couple months. Here's the director of Throom Targets, and she wants to tell you about them. So and it's great, and I think it's a great event. There are 3 stores that they do this in, and I think it's fantastic. And it gives us, and I swear to God, Matt and I were like best friends all of a sudden. Yeah. And I was like, what in the world has happened? And I think that it's his job to not let you think that he's in love with your product. Right. And I think maybe you were a little, Matt. He's playing hard to get, and he brought us in. And now, I'm reaching out to our rep, and I'm going, hey, call Matt and tell him we got more packaging. I want to bring him samples. Let's see if we go out to that Italian place that's so great. And it's like, so it's really funny getting into these places. And it's happening up here too. We've been trying to talk with Simon Peter Sport Company, which is in Newton here, and Great Shop and Ramsey Outdoors as well. And they're kind of like 2 anchors of the county in terms of sports stores. And it sounds like Ramsey is thinking Ramsey Outdoors is going to pick us up, and so we're so excited about that. And I won't lie, I mean, I ran into the wife of the guy who owns Simon Peter, and I flat out was like, you got to get this stuff in because Ramsey's getting this. I mean, we're trying so hard to, and also because they're local, we desperately want to be in every New Jersey shop.
Sure.
Because, there are so few industry partners in the Second Amendment industry that are in this state as it is.
Yeah, there's not a lot of people, and obviously society shuns them in occupied territory here.
Yeah.
And to be a huge success story and get in all the mom and pop shops, that's awesome.
Yes. I mean, and that's where, we really started, I'm giving, Matt a hard time at Heritage Guilds, but they were the first shop to take a chance on us and put us in line.
Heritage Guilds in...
They have a place in Pennsylvania.
In Easton, Pennsylvania.
In Easton, and then they have another one in Rahway, New Jersey, and they have another one in Branchburg.
Gotcha.
So we were so excited to hear from people at the Great American Outdoor Show who were like, oh, I actually just picked up your targets at, see, this is how you know you're in Sussex.
Right. Trump 2024 flags.
This is exactly how you know you're in Sussex. You would not see that. Drive an hour south, right. None of that. Yeah.
Nothing.
Up here, all Trump. So, so it's, I mean, they were the first ones to put us in. We really just we were in other shops, in other places and stuff. Mm-hmm. We were so excited to get them because they're here, and they're local, and all that, and we talked to people at the Great American Outdoor Show who were like, "I just bought your targets in Branchburg at Heritage Guild," cool. And that was actually the first time we had heard that they moved inventory. Mm-hmm. So I don't know how they do it, but I know that we delivered all of their whole order to Easton, and we weren't sure if we were going to be only there. Mm-hmm. And then for someone to say, "Oh, I bought these at the Branchburg store," it means that they're moving the inventory to the other stores, and that's really exciting cool. for us too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't expect to plug Heritage Guild so much, but they're awesome.
That's
so
okay.
Get out there. Yeah.
They should sponsor the show.
Yeah. You should sponsor.
That's right.
For sure. But yeah, we're really just lucky and humbled and excited about all the new things that we have.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Going on, and I worked so hard that I, you
broke your thumb. Yeah, you broke your thumb at the hotel.
I did. I did. I was so embarrassed too. I was oh my God, that is the scariest thing.
Right, I thought it was a bird.
I did too. I just jumped.
All right.
We're gonna listen.
So much for the hood cam.
Wow.
Cameras are not working well today.
Things are going great. Camera one,
I don't want to jinx it. Didn't want to start.
The hood cam
I've driven much faster, and that is not popped off.
All right. We've been going. There's an elevation. Yes. Maybe the air is thinner.
Let's go with that.
This is incredible.
I know. I got 3 cars behind me. I'm like, I don't want to stop and pull over. There's
no, I know. And there's nowhere to pull over
nowhere.
Here. There will be up here. There's going to be space on the right that we can.
Right.
Oh, and I didn't even mention we went up, right, Route 94 through Vernon Valley, and we passed over the, this can only fit 1 car. So.
Oh, great. And I don't have the camera for this.
Oh, my Lord. There we go. And just, I've got it here.
I know, now they're honking.
Now they're honking.
No, they're honking at somebody else.
Everybody is upset.
Okay, uno momento.
We're coming out with a cool remote control reset system.
Okay.
It's going to be available online in June. It's really, what makes it really cool is that Throom is always, it's meant to be modular. Mm-hmm. We really want it to be like, do you want to take your knockdown target and stick it on the side of a tree? Cool. Whatever. You can do that.
Right.
You want to put it on our alpha bracket stand, our plate rack stand? Fantastic.
The plate rack stand thing is kind of a cool idea because you can take regular 2x4s.
Yes.
And then cut them to however.
Whatever you want.
And then you've got the, I don't even know what they're called.
Alpha brackets, the brackets you slip on?
Yes, and you just slip them on the 2x4s.
It's the best. It's totally
really cool.
toolless, so it's really nice and easy because then it's like you're at the range and you want to just like dismantle it, and it's like 50 seconds. You're like dismantled and throw it in the back of a Prius, which I've had to do before. So, and I mean, if you were going out with steel, you'd have a trailer.
Yeah.
I've gone out with like 3 plate racks, Throom plate racks in a rental car, like. It's amazing.
In a
rental car, and just toss the 2x4s in there. I mean, they're like sticking into the windshield, but So, I mean, I think that system, this new remote control reset system is really awesome. We partnered with a company out in Arizona called Lazarus Targets. They built this system specifically for us, which is really exciting. We debuted it at the SHOT Show. It can reset the plate rack from 300 plus yards, which is really flipping cool.
That's a long distance,
so you can have it at super long distance.
Mhm.
And we were so excited to have that because if you have a Throom plate rack already, you can just snap this thing on there and go. And it's
so cool.
Just like those alpha brackets, it just slips onto the end.
Yeah.
So you assemble your whole alpha bracket stand, you slip these two on the end, the lifter actually just snaps into place. And then you can just raise it up, and it's so incredible. We got to debut it with Smith & Wesson at a media event that they do. And it's always exciting to have some of Smith & Wesson's partners come out and play with it and tell us what they think. It was the prototype's first time out. Out with people that weren't us, you know, and it was really exciting to get their feedback, on what they thought. So that'll be available in June.
Nice.
And if you already have a plate rack, even if it's 10 years old, go get one. Add it.
Nice.
If you've never bought a plate rack, cool. Get them both. And we are going to have it set up where you can reset single targets too. So if you just want to test it out,
awesome.
Get a single knockdown, or a pepper popper or whatever. So.
Yeah, and you guys make all sorts of shapes and sizes, and
oh my gosh, more than I think I want to. Yeah.
Besides the circles, you guys have a squirrel and a whiskey bottle.
We have whiskey bottles, tombstones. We've got clubs, hearts, diamonds, spades, rabbits, ducks. All the different stuff. And what's really funny, we have this we don't make it anymore. We probably should, but we make these heavy duty targets. Mm-hmm. They're like our targets, but thicker, right? It's already the same thing, but it's thicker. So you have a competition match coming up. You need something that's going to get heavily used. We've got the same exact targets you're used to, but they're heavy duty. We used to make them in all the different rounds, but we also made, I don't know why, the duck. And we called him the competition duck.
Competition duck.
I think it's because there was something coming out where we were it was going to be used in an IDPA thing, at nationals, and they were we need a heavy duty version of the duck. So we were yeah, okay. So my dad couldn't just call it the heavy duty duck.
Right.
He called it the competition duck because that's where he's going to be utilized. And we discontinued it a couple of years ago, and it drives him crazy.
Yeah.
Because we have a duck, but he's there's nothing I just want to be able to tell someone.
Duck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's
the duck?
I want to be able to tell people this is my pet duck, but this
is the competition.
He's my competition duck.
Oh my God, that's so cool.
Yeah.
All right, what else do we need to talk about? Because we're almost back to where we need to be, and the cameras are
dying. Right now, find us on throomtargets.com.
Say it a little slower.
No, I can't. I'm from New Jersey, Charlie. This guy is so cute.
We just switched to decaf.
I haven't taken one sip of mine.
Yeah, I know. I got mine at the Wawa. You know, Wawa has pizza.
Please stop. Don't do the pizza. I beg you. I implore you. So throomtargets.com is where you can order direct from us. Mm-hmm. We'll be on the shelves at Shields really soon.
Cool.
We're on with Optics Planet now.
Yep.
We're on Midway as of this week. Dude. You can buy our targets at Tractor Supply online, but hopefully in line soon.
This is us. Here. Yikes.
This is a tight one. The guy behind you is loving
Probably
this.
not.
Yeah. He's in an F-150. So,
150, 151, whatever.
He's in one of those big Fords.
One of those big Fords, who also should sponsor the show.
Yeah, for sure. And so now, we'll be available in more locations soon. But those are the best places to check us out.
To check you out. Awesome. Yeah. This has been so much fun. I dig it when it's fun and it's easy.
I love it. I like, as I told you earlier, I love watching your show. Sometimes when I'm working, I'll have another screen on and I'll have it on. And it's the ones that are a blast to watch, sometimes they don't stay on topic, but they're the absolute best to get to know that person.
Right, the first 18 minutes of this one.
Absolutely. We didn't talk any business at all. It was 5% business. But I enjoyed holy heck.
This is I'm going to toot my own horn about my own format here. Yeah. When you get people in the car, it's a different feel when you talk with them. And they let their hair down a little bit more.
Totally.
you know, it's less interviewee. It's more two people driving around in the car talking, which is why I like my format.
I love it. I watching you talk to people who have become really good friends of mine in this industry, and how comfortable and how much fun they have. And I'm like, that's the kind of fun that I would have with them. You know, we're at a church and we're like, let's grab dinner, and then we have a blast, you know, after whatever we're doing. And watching their episodes, it flows like you're sitting in the backseat, like in this conversation. Right?
Yes.
So I think it's great. I'm glad I could be a part of it.
I'm honored when you said, I want to be on the show and I got some stuff to talk about. Okay. When can we do that? And you're like, when can we do this? We got some big news coming out. When can we do it? I'm like, I have school vacation in a week or two. So let's do it.
I'm glad we can do it.
Me too. All right, cool. So we're going to put some links below to Throom Targets. You know, you got all the social media stuff too.
We do. Yeah, we're so bad. So we had such a great following for Newbold, believe it or not, even though like no one had heard of us. And when we rebranded to Throom, like we really are still trying to build our channels. But Throom Targets, you know, at Throom Targets and at Throom on Facebook and Instagram.
All right, cool. So we'll put some links for that. If you are not a member, we thank you guys for watching the show, obviously. If you are not a member of the Second Amendment Foundation, you can join SAF at saf.org. You can find all of your favorite pro-freedom podcasts at sdrn.us. That's for the Self-Defense Radio Network. And obviously, if you've made it this far, you need to share the show with your friends, because this is how we get the Stagecoach across America. And we will see you guys next time.